One of my favorite parts of being here is when our next guest comes in, because I love her to death. And fresh from her offices in Manhattan, she flies all the way back to Florida just to come and hang out with us, the lovely, the exotic Mrs. Graham.
Hi, how are you?
We're great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I'm well.
Thanks for joining us. You know, what we have started doing when you come to visit us is we post it on Facebook and we ask people, our listeners, to ask questions. So could we get to a couple of them right away?
Absolutely.
I'll start. Jennifer wants to know, is there a soulmate for everyone? She's born on May 11th.
Well, yes, there is a soulmate for everyone, but unfortunately, you're very lucky if you do get to meet your soulmate. Over 75% of people never, ever get a chance to meet their soulmate, or if they do, they get very impatient. So if that does happen and you feel that energy, don't walk away from it, because chances are you'll never, ever have that chance again. So the question is, yes, you do have a chance to meet him. The question is, are you lucky enough to find him?
And can you be patient enough?
Absolutely.
All right, we have a question from Marty. Before my grandma passed away, I asked her to come visit me. Does she? Her birthday's May 12th.
Absolutely. I feel that she has been trying to cross over, but it's very difficult for her to. She will. I'll tell you the easiest way to do that is to take a cup of water, just a regular cup of water, put it at your bedside for roughly around 9 days. And what that'll do, that'll open up the energy flow. Just because, like, when you're born into a body of water, just like you know that down there, girl, in a body of water.
Yes, I know.
Baby bump. And what that does is it makes it a lot easier. So if you do that for around 9 days, I will almost guarantee you that your grandmother will appear, either, dream, or whether it's energy, turning on electricity. That's what they like to do.
Will that work for everybody?
99% of the time, yes, it does.
Wow.
But as I say to lots of my clients, be very careful what you ask for, because you're going to get it.
Okay.
They get thirsty.
They may
get
not.
mad.
They may not stop coming around, is what I'm saying. They may not stop. That
Got one
happens a
more,
lot
Ken?
with me and my mom. She
All
comes
right.
around all the time.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
One more for you. Cassandra wants to know if she'll get accepted into the program she's applying to. She was born on June 27th.
Absolutely, continuous education is in her future, and I feel very strong energy there. Absolutely. So that looks really well
nice.
for her.
Wow.
You're so helpful this morning. You are on it.
All right, if you have a question, 877-979-9763 is the number for Mrs. Graham, 877-979-9763. The lovely Mrs. Graham joining us in studio this morning. I always love when she comes and visits, so let's go to the phones.
We'll start with Pat. She was born on 10/8. She says she had breast cancer. Go ahead, Pat. Finish the question.
What's in it for my life? We have a lot of financial problems. What do you see?
Well, don't worry about financial. Money will always be there back and forth. You got to think about your life, and you have to enjoy the things you have, not the things you don't have. Your future does look very strong. Unfortunately, I do see that the cancer will return, but you're going to fight it. You're going to be fine, and you are going to live into your 80s, okay? So stop procrastinating and worrying about the exterior, work on the interior energy, and live the life you were born to live. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, girl?
All right.
God
Thank
bless,
you.
and I pray that everything works out very good for you, which is it will. But if you keep bringing negativity in, you're going to manifest it worst, okay?
Okay.
God
Nice.
bless.
All right. Well, let's talk to Jerry. Jerry has a unique question. She's born 8/26. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
What's your question?
Jinx.
Yeah, I just started a new diet last week, Medi weight loss, and I'm just wondering if it's going to work for me.
Well, let
wanna
me be
get
honest
dressed.
with you. You have to work on a lot of anxiety and depression, because this does definitely run into your DNA. So it's not so much that the diet's not going to work. The question is, are you going to stick to it?
I have for a whole week.
Well, week don't mean nothing, honey. It's when you start sticking to it for 30 days. That's what we're talking about. So the question is, are you going to stick with it? I feel like you're there now. I feel like you have to do this, not for someone else. You have to do it for yourself. I do feel that it's going to definitely work out for you, but you just got to stay strong and just keep clear and stay motivated. And whenever you start getting anxious or anxiety, just say delete 3 times. That'll automatically send an energy wave to your subconscious mind to actually cancel anything around you. It works. You just got to say delete 3 times.
All right, there we go. How about Amber, April 3rd? Amber, what's your question for Mrs. Graham?
Well, I was was recently separated from my husband, and I was just wondering if we really belong together.
Can I have his date of birth, please?
9/1.
Well, he does love you very, very deeply. I will tell you there is definitely a connection, and there is a soulmate connection between the two of you. The unfortunate thing is there has been some betrayal in the relationship. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. I do feel that he does love you still and he cares about you. It's just a question, are you going to be able to forgive and move forward and to be able to work through that relationship? Can you?
Okay.
So do you love him?
I do.
Well, you have to be a little more patient with him because unfortunately the situation is not just his side, it's your side too. So both of you both want to be chief and nobody wants to play Indian. So it's time to take that shoulder and just kind of nick it down and work on the energy field that's there. So to answer your question, yes, I do feel like you need to work back on your relationship because he's definitely the one, because the next guy's not going to be the one.
All right, there you go, Amber. And we'll take one more, and then will you take a few calls off the air for
Absolutely. Or they could even come and see me in person, or they can visit me at my website, or, you know, I have 2 offices, Boca, North Palm Beach. We can work it out, whatever works for them.
Give me the number, too, as well.
561-496-0700.
All right, there we go. Barbara? Barbara, March 7th, what's your question?
Well, my question is, I've been out of the love game for a while, so I've been getting some mixed signals with somebody there, and I just want to make sure that I'm not going to step in it, you know?
Well, I hear you. I hear you, girl. You said it honestly. Well, your relationships in the past, unfortunately, have sucked. They haven't been always the best. Your relationship have always seemed and come and gone within 4s. It's like 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years, and then they kind of get screwed up. It's your energy. Are you aware of that?
I've been trying to work on my energy.
Well, you need to do harder because obviously you haven't been doing a good enough job. And I'm not being rude. I'm just being blunt with you.
No. I know. Yeah.
Well,
Question, how does she do that?
Well,
when you say work on your energy,
she
what do you
has
mean?
to be more positive. She has to learn to be more patient. She has to stop being the man. She has to stop being the controller, okay? You're going to have to just calm down. You got a little too much DNA that's in your body that's too male, okay? So you need to soften down a little bit, okay? Let the man do the walk, and you don't need to be on top all the time. Sometimes it's nice to be on the bottom, okay?
There you go. There's words to live by.
Is it ever?
The beautiful and exotic Mrs. Graham, as always, it is a pleasure to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
One more time with that number if folks want to get in touch with you.
If they want to do a reading in person or via phone, I have 2 offices, Boca and North Palm Beach. The number is 561-496-0700, or they could visit me at my web at mrsgraham.com.
We love you, Mrs. Graham.
Thank you. God bless.